Hey guys, welcome to Screen Time. I'm your host Matt, and on this episode, we'll be reviewing The Apprentice. It stars Sebastian Stan, Jeremy Strong, and Maria Bakalova. Sebastian Stan plays Donald Trump, and he kind of shows his evolution from the beginning of the film, where he's just fresh face, kind of baby Donald Trump, not really the person we know today. And then by the end of it, it is Donald Trump, the person we know today, all his quirks and fun personality traits. And then Jeremy Strong plays the gay best friend, and Maria plays the wife. I will say that Sebastian Stan plays Donald Trump so shockingly good, it's kind of scary. Because by the end of it, you're 100%, yep, that is Donald Trump. I cannot tell. The line is too thin that my eyes cannot see it. His facial kind of mannerisms, his speech mannerisms, the things he just says is just so reminiscent of that character. It's shocking. By the first 10 minutes, isn't really, I would say, the traditional Donald Trump that we know today. But I have a feeling that was on purpose. It's showing his progression into the person that Donald Trump is now. So we don't necessarily see Donald Trump in Sebastian Stan's performance in the earlier scenes because that isn't the Donald Trump we know. That's the just finished university or school or whatever, wanting to continue the real estate business, dealing with family drama, that kind of thing. It's not the stone cold hearted man that we have seen on our screens for so long. Jeremy Strong's character and performance was very subtle. He's definitely drenched in internalized homophobia, from the way he speaks to the way he holds himself to the way he deals with conflict. It's very always throwing out slurs or always joking about things two men do in private, that kind of thing. But, he's kind of dealing with his own demons. And, you see hints of it where he's always hanging around with half-naked guys and doing push-ups with his assistant, who's a guy, and that kind of stuff. So you definitely see hints of it, but in his kind of exterior personality, it's very uptight, it's very reserved. And it's not until his body breaks down that those walls start disintegrating, and you truly get to see the real Ray after his body starts to break down. His walls start to break down, and the true kind of timid and sensitive and shy and not really sure of himself person comes out, and which leads him to just break down at the end because people won't say anything, but people are aware. And I think that's what he's most afraid of, what people are saying behind his back. Jeremy Strong does a really strong performance. And Maria Bakalova also very strong. She wasn't given a lot to do, but that scene on the carpet, I won't say what happens, but it was very shocking. It was like, whoa, oh my God. You really feel for Maria's character, Ivana. You really feel for Ivana. So moving on to the script. I love it. It's such a strong script. Everything and how people say certain things is very reminiscent of who they are as an actual person, human being. The lines that are written for Sebastian Stan and the lines that are written for Maria are very... the message that they are trying to convey, and those kind of types of people are just really effective in how they position Ivana as a very strong, independent woman. And Donald just doesn't mesh. And I don't know why he didn't see that before. Maybe his personality in the start of the film meshed with her, but after spending time with Ray, it stopped meshing quite heavily. The script is quite small in scale, but it has these really larger than life characters that push it along. I wouldn't say the script being small is an issue, but it does limit the kind of arc certain characters can go on, and certain characters are left with their arc unfinished. So Ivana, I don't know what happens to her in real life. I don't know what happens to her now after the film. So yeah, there's a few things that are left a bit unfinished. Moving on to the kind of editing and framing and color grading, that kind of craft kind of side of the film is also chef's kiss. Chef's kiss is really pretty to look at. Everything from the script to the editing to the sound design to the framing to the cinematography, it adds and it amalgamates into this incredible presentation of 70s New York. The vibes are high, the vibes are real, and the vibes are there. And you see Donald Trump's progression, and you see the world around him in clear, vivid, and vibey. It was a great time. It was a great time in the cinema. It was a great time going there by myself. So those are my thoughts on The Apprentice, starring Sebastian Stan. I rate it 4 out of 5. The only things letting it down for me is that slower 20 minutes in the beginning and some of the script being left too open-ended. I understand that this film couldn't be a biography or whatever it's called, autobiography, but some of the things maybe should have been given more of a closed ending rather than such an open ending, but that's really not that big of a deal. So definitely still worth a watch. Sebastian definitely has 2 very good films under his belt this year and have a lot of, I think, high chance of Oscar nominations. I don't know about wins. There's a lot of great performances this year, but definitely some nominations coming in his direction. But yeah, so that's my review of The Apprentice. If you have any different thoughts, leave them below. If you agree, comment section is below. Like, subscribe, do all those good things. But I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.